Hello, and welcome to a very goof live stream. I am your host, Tom Jr. Jackson, and this is Something Chat Show. I am your host, as always, Tom Jr. Jackson. Welcome, welcome. And please remember to always like, comment, subscribe, share uh, the stream, and check out, as always, the Burnett Work, youtube.com/the Burnett Work. Positive Fandom, youtube.com/positive fandom. King Tanic's channel, youtube.com/King Tanic. And Lady Romy's channel, youtube.com/Lady Romy. 50 Shades of Tay, youtube.com/50 Shades of Tay. That's 50 Shades of Tay, 3 Ys, no dads. His comment, not mine. Take it up with him, my friends. But anyways, welcome once again to a little impromptu live stream. If anybody comes in, they come in, but be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The stream itself, and we'll see if anybody comes in. And if nobody comes in, I'll just talk to myself, which I have no problem doing because it's what I do. So, I recently saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which you can see the review for that on this channel. As a matter of fact, on my channel here, I have lots of playlists of different reviews, and you can check them all out there. Irene Jobson, welcome back to the live chat. It is good to see you again. That's right. Also, folks, if you're watching this live, please check out the Burnett Work tonight, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific for Midnight Musings. It'll be live tonight with Robert Meyer Burnett, Lale Rockwell, and Positive Fandom's own RM. And you should definitely check that out because it will be a good one tonight. Trust me. And if you're looking for something to do tomorrow, for those of you who are in the UK, I know you'll all be dealing with the coronation of King Charles. I do know that there are some people who are excited for it and some people who are not. Like I always say, there's always going to be some people that are going to like things that you're not, and you're going to like things that they're not. That's how the cookie crumbles, the ball rolls, and Irene Jobson ends up with cat butts on parade. So, yeah, they always are a hoot. Very much are a hoot. Yeah, so I had to say I enjoyed my day. I went to a movie. There's probably about 5 or 6 people in the theater. Very small amount of people, which I like. I like going to that first show of the day. Less people. I had a whole row to myself, so I could put my feet out, put my arms on the arm thingies. I want to call them shoulder holsters, but I don't know why. But yeah, so I did that when I was at the movies today. I do like that. Yeah, I like having a theater myself as well. It's very intimate feel. I do like that. I'm not one for the crowded theaters. Everybody likes that, but not me. You know. I know the next question is, Tom, do you get a drink or a snack? No. I don't, and this is just me, and I'm very weird. I'm a weird person as it is. I'm as weird as they come. Yeah, Um, I don't get anything to eat or drink during a movie because I don't like to have to get up to go to the bathroom and miss anything from the movie. I don't like that. It's just who I am. I like to be able to focus on the film and not have to get up, leave, and miss a scene. It's just, and because then you can't tell the projectionist, "Hey, rewind that for me. I had to get up." They don't do that apparently. But I oh yeah, me too, me too. I might know someone else who is weird as well. Um, let's see here. Uh, Also, I want to give a shout out to Retro Nerd Girl, who is doing a live stream at the time of the stream, and that is for cartoons of our childhoods, discussing He-Man, She-Ra, Transformers. Somewhere King Tannic is. Someone say Transformers? Yes, someone did. Someone did say Transformers. GI Joe, all those kind of things. Um, okay. Yes, she is. Yes, Retro Nerd Girl is a great show to watch. As a matter of fact, let's count how many channels I am a moderator on. And here we go. I'm a moderator on the Burn Network. I'm a moderator on Positive Fandom. I'm a moderator on the Phantasmagorium channel. I'm a moderator on Retro Nerd Girls channel. 4 channels. If I get one more channel, I get a free grinder or sub from Jersey Mike's. Mikey Lito in the chat. Hello, sir. Hope you are having a great day. It's a nice day out. It looks like it wants to pour. Um, yeah, I would have walked home, but I didn't. I got a ride home. I usually like to walk if it's nice out, but I thought you meant a weed grinder profile. No, no, not a profile on a grinder app. I'm from up north. And up north we call hoagies. In the northeast we call them subs or grinders. That's how they work up here. And then some fool came up with an app and called it Grinder. And up here in the Northeast, we call it soda. Soda. Some people call it pop. I don't know why I'm talking to you all like you're four. Sorry about that. But yeah, I went and saw Guardians 3, which I enjoyed. You can watch the review on my channel, which it just went up. I also went to the local bookstore for a little bit and looked around. It's a beautiful 2-story bookstore, and it's called the Savoy Bookstore. Beautiful. It's very all of downtown Westerly, Rhode Island is really been redone. It looks so beautiful. Yes, I could spend all day in a bookstore myself. Let me ask you folks this that are watching, and if you're watching the replay, when you walk into a bookstore, do you automatically get the feeling that you need to uh, go to the bathroom, or is that just me? Like for some reason, you just there's something that just gets you so relaxed that you just want to go to the bathroom. You can't take a book in with you, but you just got to go. But yeah, I could spend all day in a bookstore. So we have like a beautiful bookstore. You go down a little bit more, we have a there's a nice restaurant called the Brazen Hen. At 9, you go to the bathroom wherever you may be. At 16, right now, Irene's going, he said 69, 69. That's Irene's favorite number. But yeah, so we have a nice little restaurant called the Brazen Hen, and then next to the movie theater, there's a little, I want to say Mexican restaurant. And then across the street from that is the train station, which it's a train station, but it's also an art gallery as well. And then if you go down the street a bit more, you got coffee, little coffee places, dress shops. It's a quaint little town, a beautiful post office, and around the corner where they make fudge is a giant um, what do you call it? A library. Another don't go, Irene. Yeah, so it's a beautiful um, library that's over 100 years old, I believe. And then behind that is a beautiful um, park where every summer, every June, they have what's called the Summer Pops, and they have the local orchestra play, and some bands play, and people come out and they sit on the grass out there, and they um, bring little meals, or they'll buy stuff, and you have people that haven't seen their friends in a while, and it's a beautiful community, and it's a very well rounded one. And then if you go a bit more into the town, you'll end up by the beaches. And as you go towards the beaches, you'll get to a place where it's really ritzy. Like you'll see like all the rich houses, like that houses that are on stilts and stuff like that down by the beach. And then if you go a bit more, probably about 5 minutes, you'll end up in a place called Watch Hill. And Watch Hill is a place where they have you see the ocean there, and lots of boats, and there's a little ice cream place, and then there's a I think it's like the one of the oldest carousels in America down there, and then you go up this little hill, and then there's this house, and it's Taylor Swift's house. She has a house down here, and every now and then you hear about some guy in his 40s that is trying to get into her house. And he's always, and the line is always, "Well, I'm a cousin of hers, and I need to see her." And I don't know if you're Taylor Swift's cousin, are you really swimming in from the ocean and going up the rocks to the back of her house? She's got like cameras in the back. Like a few years ago, I was with some friends and we stayed on the beach behind her house. So behind her house, there's all these rocks. So it's like a rock wall almost. And you can look up and they have like these lights that shine down on it. And then you have the ocean. And I stayed up all night in the ocean, and it's beautiful. Yes, I just want a song written about me. Um, oh, when my niece, who was about to turn 12, when she was say 3, maybe 4. She used to say to my mother, "Well, Grandma, we can just go right up to the house and go in and visit her." She didn't realize you don't go to people's houses you don't know. So her thing was that you could just go right up and she'll let you in. But it's a nice neighborhood. It's a nice little town, the town of Westerly, Rhode Island, and that's how you end up with training order. And that's why it's always some guy in his mid 40s to upper almost 50s that's trying to get in to see Taylor Swift. But yeah, so it's a nice area. Given there is the statue of Christopher Columbus, you take it or leave it. It's an Italian. It's a mostly Italian town. He's there. He's their Jesus Christ. No, wait, is he? No, he's their Savior. No, it's Jesus again. There are a lot of churches in this town, but they're beautiful. There's one big, huge church that's made of stone. It looks like it's been there forever. Oh, Irene, come on. You know you're talking about me. I'm a bad boy. I can be good for a weekend. Um, but yeah. So I am working on trying to get something like StreamYards to work without it. Excuse me, without it lagging. Um, I'm gonna have to work on that one. But yeah, yeah, I have well, I don't have a soundboard. I have a piano. And unfortunately, everything I know how to play is copyrighted, demonetized. But yeah, I gotta try to work on my on getting, what do you call it, StreamYard working on here. Because from what I've read, is that even if you're lagging, it won't be lagging where they are. So like if I were to do it pre-recorded, it would go up without it looking like it was lagging, because it would be on their end, everything would go through fine. So I'm gonna have to try to play around with StreamYards and see. No, I'm not monetized yet. I only have, and let's check here. Let's go to the boards. Let's go to the judges, and we will tell you how many people are on 125 subs and 90 videos so far, and this will make 91. So yeah, I got quiet and looking at myself there. Yeah, but yeah, you have to realize I don't have Campia money. I mean, I probably could do a heist, but I think they frown highly on heists in America, so we really can't do that. Yeah, SA Thick Pen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so let's see, who do we have in the chat here? Participants here. Yeah, myself. I'm included in the 4 people that are watching this. Yeah, I saw one at Walmart. I need to get. You can. It was on sale for $40 actually. Just plug it right into my laptop here. But yeah, definitely. Yet is the key because it's going to happen. Also, um, Irene, I don't know who Jason Cludge is. That is true. That is true. Which, by the way, folks, coming soon to the channel, he's on Ray's show. Oh, okay, all right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the other Ray. Um, but yeah, coming soon to the channel, to my channel, to Taylor Gonzalez's channel, and King Tanic's channel. Each of us are going to be doing streams on each other's channels, and I think we're going to be calling it unscripted. But we're trying to figure out how we want to do it. We hung out, as I said in the last live show. King Tenick and Taylor and I did a Zoom together just to see what the dynamic would be like and what kind of show we wanted to do. And it turned out that all Taylor wanted to do, once I mentioned the Human Centipede, was to change his Zoom background to the prison scene from the Human Centipede, and then find different examples of the Human Centipede, but done with Pokemon and Shrek. Yeah. And the only reason that got brought up is because I tried to get Lana Yoon, who has a review show on the network, since she's going to be doing those cult horror movies. I thought I'd ask her if she would do back to back the three films. But I said don't do them back to back because that's not a good idea. Rob put the kibosh on that. She said no, but yet she gave me props for using back to back. And it didn't hit me till after she wrote that what she was getting at. Back to back Human Centipede. Yeah, like I'm on my laptop here. All all time, yes, all time consuming. Um like sometimes if I do like a Zoom or something like that, I'll use my phone, and this is my screen that I did with AI. But I'll use my phone here sometimes. But then, if I can get it, since I don't like using the keyboard on the phone, I'll use one of these keyboards, these little portable keyboard, and it goes right on to the phone. So, like, if you have a cell phone that has Bluetooth capability, you can get yourself one of these little Bluetooth keyboards, go right to your keyboard, and do that. Hang on here, folks. Hang on here. We've had an accident. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. There we go. Need that. Don't need that. No, this one doesn't. This one doesn't do that. It's just a regular keyboard. And I'm using a piece of paper. Why am I using a piece of paper when I definitely have this one was definitely unscripted. Which, by the way, send Rob your scripts. Did I spill wine on my key? No, I did not spill wine on my keyboard. I spilled wine. No. Luckily, it was just sparkling water. And today's sparkling water is Waterloo Summerberry. Not to call back. I spill wine on everything. Yes. Yeah, I figure that. I mean, because you have what? 26 kids under the age of 8, which is amazing. Amazing. But yeah, like, whew. What is good to scavenge when you are? Yes, the number of kids keep growing. Yes, the number of kids keep growing for Irene, who, I should tell you, folks, Irene and I, we message each other all the time, and we have a blast. We just have a blast. There we go. So yeah, what else? Yeah, it's like all day yesterday felt like a Friday. You ever have one of those days where it's a Thursday but it feels like a Friday? Yes, Irene sends me porn videos, folks. Like hardcore porn. This woman is supposed to be watching her children and she's sending me hardcore porn. I don't know why, but she does. And by hardcore porn, I'm talking about animals mating. That's right. She looks at the National Geographic channel. Got to teach your kids somehow. And why not with animals? I get it on the Discovery Channel. That's right, the Discovery Channel, which has great things on it. Unlike TLC, which used to be the Learning Channel, but is now turned into trash. 90 Day Fiance, 30 days before meeting, 90 days after, used before expired, who knows? Yes, naked and afraid. Yeah, what you and your husband do in the bedroom, Irene, keep it in the bedroom. I don't care if you and your husband are naked and afraid to run around the house. Yes, no more trading spaces, but I do follow the original host of that show, Paige. And she's on Facebook. She's very nice, by the way. She's like an actress or something. I'm excited though for this Menendez brothers thing that's coming out. Yeah, it's always a gamble though. That's true. That is true. That's true. It's a gamble, it is. Which is why I have no children. But then again, I have to have a partner for that. Nice lady for that. Wouldn't it be fun if I just, for no reason, went off on a rant about, I don't know, anything? Maybe I just went on like a racist tirade for no reason. No, I'm kidding. No, Taylor Swift's not available. She's allegedly dating someone now, like days after breaking up. And Selena Gomez is not answering my calls. So yeah, I used to have a joke. There used to be a video store called Major Video, and now there's a place called Dollar General. I used to go, and people go, I got to go to Dollar General. I go, yeah, Dollar General is great, but that major video was a major ass. Holy. But yes, let's not forget. I am 5'3". Taylor Swift is about 7'4". You know, it's not like I'm going to be climbing that totem pole. She is tall. One of the great books that I have here. I like the visual history of things, and it's this one of Close Encounters. And I got this from a website called Thrift Books, which if you want some really good discount books, go to Thrift Books. And the cool thing about this book, and it gives you everything, is that it was signed by the author, and I don't know who his name is Michael Clastorn, and I don't know him, but this book came autographed, and I didn't ask for an autographed book; it just came that way. But the cool thing about this book is it comes with like pages from the script with script notes. Script notes. Yeah, scripts. And let's see here. And like storyboards. Like behind the scenes photos, storyboards, just lots of really like different conceptual art. So probably one of the spaceship. That looks like a nipple. Just saying. But they're really cool. And I have a few of these books. I have Die Hard, I have Close Encounters, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. One that I really like is this visual history of Mr. Rogers. Do you think PGS should do a movie? They say if you say scripts 3 times and touch physical media, Rob will magically appear. That would be cool, wouldn't it? But do I think the PGS should do a movie? Yeah. I think really, honestly, Rob wants to do the short story thing. I think Rob should probably finish up the film festival and announce the winners, because there are winners and there is a prize. He should give those away. Rob, if you're watching, you should, my friend. Just saying, people want to see who won. But yeah, I think I do think that even if there wasn't a film festival, I think people should make little films and send them into Rob. Send them into the PGS, and Rob will post them on the show. He will post them on the channel and show them on there. That's something that I think he'd be interested in doing. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's really fun. I have a number of concepts in mind. Yeah, I really think Rob should do that. And I think Rob should let people do that. Just send in your make a movie, send it in. You have Martino Suleiman, Simoni, Martino Simoni, who does the play track, and he sends those in, and those take him a long time to do. And I think he's getting ready to do the final leg of that. But he always makes me an executive producer of it. What about a giant collective movie that could be free enterprises? Yes. Well, Rob does have a free enterprise 2 script. And from what Rob has told me, they were literally like a few days away from actually filming it, and they lost the funding. Like Shatner was going to come back, and he told me the concept of what the movie was going to be. Well, yeah, whining about movies. Rob says that's coming back. So what I would definitely do is, if you're on Twitter, go to uh, follow Burnett RM, and every day message him. Slide into his DMs, as they say. When is whining coming back? When is whining coming back? Yeah, it would have to be crowdsourced initially. Yeah, which is why I know he during the pandemic. That's why he did that on the fly um, film festival, which I think Rob should have just did the film festival, waited for the festival to end, then announced the book thing, the short story thing, because he went into doing the film festival, and then maybe 2 weeks later, hey, let's do a short story competition, and then that came out of that. And Rob is one of those guys who has so many ideas. He's got a lot of great ideas. Um, hold on here. Yeah, so like he has so many ideas. Like Robert's one of those guys. That's why he's up practically all night long, because he's got all these ideas and all these things going. True, true. And Rob always has this thing like, if you're in California, let me know and you could come to my house. That's my favorite thing. Rob's always inviting people to come to his house and stay in his guest room. And I'm always wondering if his lady Elizabeth is watching him when he says this. But then again, I think she's getting back at him for saying that by telling people, if you adopt a puppy, which, by the way, if you're in the mood or in the position to get a F1B Irish Doodle, go to Instagram and look up Gilbert and Tallulah, and you'll find an application for adoption, and you could adopt a little Labradoodle. And from what Elizabeth has said, if you adopt a puppy, you are allowed into the family. You are accepted into their family. As a matter of fact, not only that, she said, if you buy a puppy, Rob will read your script. And Rob was like, what? And also, my favorite thing, yeah. And my favorite thing is that she has said that if you go on vacation, they will watch that dog for you. Yeah, so I remember him vaguely telling me what the premise of Free Enterprise 2 was. I know that they had Shatner coming back, and I think they had some of the original cast coming back, but then it was a very meta thing, this movie. Um but yeah, it's yeah. Like every now and then, I will do a Zoom and I'll send out a link to Rob, and Rob will come in. And Rob, that's why when Rob does those um the members only Zoom call, which by the way, if you subscribe to the Burnett Work, hi, it's Catherine, everybody. Sly Snide, Catherine, who has a show coming on the Burnett Work on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's called Cat's Corner, and I believe that you're going to be going through um, your vast physical media collection, from what RM has mentioned. But definitely check that out. It'll be after Monday night after the ladies of the PGS. And make 8 figures, make us 8 figures. You know what? Here's a good question for you all out there. So the writer's strike is happening, and I saw two articles, and I really need to read into them more. But what I saw was these headlines that House of Dragon and Rings of Power are going to still keep filming, even though the strike is going on. And PBS Kids, the strike is not going to affect them because that's something totally different. I'm like, but wait a minute. If you write a script for a children's show, aren't you in the Writers Guild? How does that work? And also, if there's a writer's strike, how are you making movies still? They just tried to shut down a Marvel production the other day. Matter of fact, they did it live yesterday on a live stream that Marvel was trying to start up a production, and people striking went, no, you're not doing that. That's, I don't know. I don't know how these shows are going to do that. And I know Yellowstone is coming to an end, and a sequel show is coming with hopefully Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, hopefully it'll all get resolved. But it's just those three main things. You know, they want uh, the writers' room of 6 to 12 people, um, 10 to 52 weeks of work. They don't want it to be a gig. They don't want to be freelance. They want to be actual writing. This is their, it's not a fun little hip thing they're doing. This is their livelihood, you know? Yeah, Costner's getting divorced too. A little more, and you consider, yeah, that's true. But you know, like I look at the blocks. Like when they do the British shows, they when they make them, they do a block. So you have your directors will do episodes 1, 3, and 6. Another director will be 2, 4, and 8, or 7, or something like that. You know, they take different blocks of chunks of shows, and they do them like that. But yeah, it's, hopefully they get it resolved, because if not, 2024 is going to be very sparse, very very sparse of um programming. Yeah, lots of big movies. So Guardians 3 just came out. Next big movie is what? Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible, and oh, let's look that up, shall we? Because we're already into the summer movie season. Fast X, that's right, Fast X. Hello, Darth Plato. Yes, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, share it up. Little Mermaid, yeah. Um, up. Coming movies 2023. Yep, Dune, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, The Marvels, The Hunger Games, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Covenant, um, Transformers. And if you say Transformers four times, what's his name will show up. Yeah, Robert Rodriguez Hypnotic. That's right. That's with Nicolas Cage, right? Expendables 4. Yeah, we didn't get a preview for Oppenheimer before Guardians today. That's the only thing they didn't do a preview for down here. Indiana Jones, Hypnotic, that's right. Ben Affleck, that's who I was thinking of. Ben Affleck, yeah. Um, this movie Kandahar, Rebel Moon, Meth Gator. Don't forget, folks, Meth Gator is coming out. There's a movie coming out this year called Damsel with Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah, meth. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Attack of the Meth Gator. So someone said, hold my cocaine. I'm going to give you some meth." Yeah, a lot of older movies. Like I like to. I've been watching a lot of the older. Like I have a Roku soundbar. And I've been watching the Roku channel, and they have all these old shows, like really old shows, like a show called Code 3, which was like a police procedural show with the real sheriff of California at the time, and The Naked City, which I just recently bought the Naked City movie from 1948 from the Criterion Collection. Excellent movie. I got The Killers, Ernest Hemingway, The Killers. That movie has the original. Well, I mean, The Naked City is. Um, Let me think here. Which was One Chicago before One Chicago. Okay. Yeah, The Naked City is New York City. Yeah, yeah, and I have the real film. The I think it's like 1946, 47 maybe. No, it's 48, 1948. And then you have the film series, I mean the television series, and those shows were done I think like Stanley I was reading like Stanley Kubrick used to stand on the corner and watch them film that just to get ideas of what to do and stuff. Um but The Killers I got from Criterion, and it has both the 1946 version and the 1964 version. The original version has Ava Gardner and Burt Lancaster, and then there's one from '64 with Lee Marvin, and I forgot who else. Someone else is in it with him. And then I also got Night in the City. That's right, and they always explain it. Yeah, and they always explain But I was afraid. The first start was really funny, and then it gets weirder and weirder. Yeah. What I was told about Beau is Afraid is if you have an issue with your mother, you'll really get it. But if you don't, you're not gonna understand the movie. But I like yours, Catherine, about your explanation of it, which was he saw everything everywhere all at once, looked at the Daniels and said, "Here, hold my beer." Yeah, and A24 is one of those companies that does the weird movie. A24 should have been the company that did Five Nights at Freddy's, and that would have just been a messed up movie as it is. But I think are they the ones that did Willy's Wonderland? Right. I don't think they did. Yeah, yeah. I don't, someone did Willy's Wonderland, and that's supposedly like a knockoff of Five Nights at Freddy's, where Nicolas Cage doesn't do barely any speaking in it. And I think they just did a thing from Colbert where they asked him what his favorite one of his five favorite films are, and he lists them off. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but he really gets into those that question. But yeah, from what I hear, that's right. Pig was his favorite, but I think they were asking his favorite action movie. But I'll have to find that video again and look it up. Yeah, yeah, they did. And the Five Nights at Freddy's will be not only in theaters, but on Peacock in November or October, something like that. Which I think the original film like that was the Banana Splits. Which, yeah, hey, let's take everybody's childhood and turn it into a horror movie. Yeah, October does make sense for horror because Halloween. Which, if you watch my favorite part of Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is Pedro Pascal convincing Nicolas Cage to watch Paddington 2. I don't know what the big deal about that movie is, but I remember him saying you have to watch it. Maybe it's Hugh Grant. I don't know. And I think they're doing a third one. So if you're into the Paddington movies, there you go. He did not. Yeah, Andy Sandberg was good on SNL. As a matter of fact, Andy Sandberg just did what was it? Um Finding Your Roots. And he didn't want to do it because he doesn't like putting too much of his personal info out there, his personal life out there, but he did it because his mother wanted to know about her birth family because she was adopted as a child, and he found all that stuff out. I love things like that when you get celebrities looking up their families and stuff like that. Yes, Meth Paddington, yeah. Um, from what I hear, Nicolas Cage is returning in Across the Spider Verse as Spider Noir Spider Man, which I believe they're making a Noir Spider Man show. I'd rather see a Noir Spider Man movie than a show, but if it's done right, it could be like those old 40s, 50s noir shows. I could see something like that happening. And I'm really interested in seeing A Haunting in Venice, the next Hercule Poirot film with Kenneth Branagh. My favorite Kenneth Branagh film, and it's a small film, and not a whole lot of people talk about it a lot, is Dead Again. And if you haven't seen that, it's Kenneth Branagh, Emma Thompson, and in a very very small Derek Jacobi, and in a very small role Robin Williams, very serious role in it, but Robin Williams is in it and he's fantastic in it. And Dead Again is a great movie with a great twist to it. Yeah, it's like at first you don't even, I forgot that they were making this movie. I mean, I knew they made it, but I didn't think we were going to see a trailer for it at all. I didn't think it was going to get made. And that first half of that trailer, you think it's an eerie movie, and then it turns itself into a who done it type movie. So it's like a supernatural who done it type thing, and I'm really excited to see how that plays out because I really enjoy those Hercule Poirot movies because I have Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile, those two books, but they're audio books and they're narrated by Kenneth Branagh. And he does the voice of Poirot. Poirot, yeah. Could be here forever trying to pronounce that. But he does the voices for it. He does that voice, and he does all different voices for each character. And he's an amazing audiobook um, narrator. But one of like I love audiobooks. Like I have A Walk in the Woods. That's a great, by the way, A Walk in the Woods, which was done with Nicolas Cage and Robert Redford. That was originally supposed to be a movie that was going to be Nicolas Cage, not Nicolas Cage, Nick Nolte. It was going to be Nick Nolte and Paul Newman. And then Paul Newman got sick and died. And so it went into what they call development hell for a while. And then Nick Nolte signed up for it. But it was going to be originally Newman and Redford together again. That was going to be their final movie together if had Paul Newman not died. Um, but I love that movie. But I love the book because the book is not only like a story in itself, but it has a lot to do with the Appalachian Trail, which I really would love to walk. But yeah, I love the like, I love how Agatha Christie has come into vogue again with the who done it type movies, and that's thanks in part to Knives Out. And I'm interested in seeing what the next Knives Out movie is, the next Benoit Blanc. I can't wait to see what that movie is. Will Hugh Grant be back for it? That'd be something. But yeah, I'm interested in that. They're doing a sequel to Plane, and it's called Ship. 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 That's right, folks. Let's look at it this way. A movie studio, someone wrote a movie and said, I got to come up with a name for this. Well, so many names have been used. And someone probably went, how about Plane? Plane sounds great. Let's write a sequel. Should we write a sequel? Yeah. Ship. Ship is the name of the sea. And if there is a third one and it involves automobiles and it's called Car, then you know Hollywood is digging down into the bottom of the barrel for titles. The fourth movie, that would be the third movie. Ship. The third would be Train. Yes. Train. Yeah. Ever see the horror movie The Car? I may have heard of it. Jim saw. Yeah. Fifth one, Bike. Well, I mean, they could always do the prequel as Rubber. Let's see here. Yeah, so like if see, I remember that Skateboard the movie. That's right. And then there was the Dirt Bike Kid with Peter Billingsley. Um, I'll tell you this, and this is skating the theaters near you. A few years ago, I found, and I wish I could remember the name of the channel. There was this girl, and it was ASMR, and it's just when ASMR was starting to come into a big terms, on the scene. And there was this girl who ate a banana, and she was known as Banana Girl. But she would eat a banana, and she just, hi, I'm eating a banana. Like this banana? Watch me eat this banana. So there's that. And so I get I get all these info for like different ASMR channels. There's this one girl, and her name is Angelica, and she does ASMR. And this is Angelica. Let's see if I can do it without it like full blasting out. Can I do it without it blasting out? Not really. But anyways, if you look up Angelica, and she does ASMR, I bet you Wagon Train, they would probably do Wagon Train. That was the show. This girl Angelica, she looks like RM. And I actually took a screenshot of her one day and sent it to RM. I said, I found your doppelganger. And she was like, oh, this is my doppelganger. Which, by the way, folks, tonight on the network, don't forget Midnight Musings, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. Our M has something special to discuss on the channel tonight, and you're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. But I watch like a lot of different YouTube channels. I watch Sam the Cooking Guy. If you're into food, Sam the Cooking Guy is great. Yeah, anthologies. I thought I was. I think I mentioned at some point. I would like to see an anthology show, but it done as a Star Trek show, but not on the same ship. It would be different ships, different situations, and a different cast, and it would not always be the same thing. I would like to see something like that. But yeah, but anthology shows are hard to do. They tried to bring back um, Twilight Zone, and Twilight Zone, that's a very hard show to do. It's very hard to get Serling's um, feeling into the show. Yeah, Sam's great. I watch Sam the Cooking Guy. I watched this guy, Jonathan something. He does a show called Better Done or something like that. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I have the Alfred Hitchcock box set, and it has all of his movies. It has a few episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and then the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. Um, so I have that, and I love that. And I have the Blu-ray set for Twilight Zone, and I love that. I gotta start watching that again. I haven't finished it, but I mean, it's my favorite. One of my favorite Twilight Zones is there's this episode where you see these people working for some like top secret laboratory, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go do it tonight. We're gonna do it tonight. All right, and they get together at this house, and they all decide they're going to escape this place, but they're gonna go to like this um, military yard, and they take a spaceship. That's right, it was. And they get on the spaceship, and you think they're going to somewhere like Mars or something like that. But the twist to it is that they're coming from another planet to Earth. And I always thought, wouldn't it be great if they did a movie that showed it from the aliens' perspective, that they're coming from their planet to Earth? And how is that done? Why are they coming from their planet to Earth? And what happens in between? Like from that until they get here. Um, as a matter of fact, there is a let's see here. Um, there's a Dracula movie coming out. There's a Dracula movie coming out called The Last Voyage of the Demeter, or the Demeter. Yeah, Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is a movie that takes place on the boat that goes from wherever it leads to England or something like that. From Transylvania to England. And it's what happens on that boat, and how did that boat get from being a full crew to everybody on it dead but Renfield? How did that happen? And that's the movie. I think that's what it. I think I have the plot right. Oh yeah, Dracula's unholy presence dooms the crew of the merchant ship Demeter as it sails from Carpathia to London. Now, August 11th, and that's from Universal. And that sounds like a really interesting movie, is where you take a certain piece of the story that you already know, but you don't know anything about from Carpathia to London. How did they all die in the ship? How did Dracula do it? And they show it. I have that big box set of the Universal films on Blu-ray. Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, all those. Yeah. Yes, Darth Plato. And if you look it up online, it's the last voyage of the Demeter. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find that trailer. YouTube. Hang on here. Let's see here. Okay. Now let's see here. I'm dropping it into the chat. If I can do that. Yeah. And I just dropped into the chat the trailer for the last voyage of the Demeter. Really? That was on the Sci-Fi Channel? Because that's a 2023 movie. I didn't realize that. And it has a great cast. Corey Hawkins, Aisling Francosi, Liam Cunningham, David Dashmal, Chris Wally. Yeah. One of the guys from well, I didn't realize it was already on here because it's the last voyage of the Demeter is making Dracula scary again. But yeah, it does look a little bit like that kind of movie. Hang on a moment. Okay. And right now we're having a polar seltzer, strawberry watermelon. I want a bidet. I feel like I'm missing out. Well, funny you should bring that up. So, Howie Mandel pitched to his agent and said he did a pitch for because he thought it'd be funny if he got a hold of Depends, their company, and said, I want to be a spokesperson. And the joke would be, I don't like missing anything, so I can just sit there and keep going or whatever. And the company passed on him. Yeah, it's a polar seltzer water. And so Howie read this letter. And apparently his agent made it sound like that Howie likes to wear the Penn's diapers. And he uses them because he doesn't like going to the bathroom. Oh my God, it's in his latest interview. He talks about it with Harlan Williams, which, if you don't know Harlan Williams, he was the cop in Dumb and Dumber who drinks the beer, but the beer is really pee. Um, which, by the way, the show is called Howie Mandel Does Stuff. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Look up the Harlan Williams interview. Harlan Williams is a great and funny comedian. Okay, so what Irene is talking about is there is a show on YouTube called Morning Disaster, and the host is Ray Lytle, and he's got a co-host who's called uh, Shit Stained Steve, and Steve is into sauerkraut. Yeah, it's mostly on Facebook, but you can watch it on YouTube. And how I found the show is through Irene, and I didn't know what show this was. I didn't. She wouldn't tell me what it was, and I start watching it, and it was, as I recall, the most hillbilly thing I've ever seen. You got you have the host talking about he's had some weight loss, and how he was taking a shower one night and he could finally reach and wash his ass, and talking about how uh, he he took a shower and he was sitting on the bed and he's waiting for his wife to come out of the shower, and he threw on some wrestling and did it while wrestling was on, and it so my joke whenever I go in there is, and Ray said, me and the wife were getting it on. I'm like, oh, you mean you are watching wrestling? Um, but it's a funny show. It's very funny. Springfield, Illinois, and Irene got me on the show because I mentioned about my kidney transplant in the chat one night, and they had me call in. Ric Flair, Ric Flair he is a blast. Ric Flair is a man who knows how to carry himself, and he has that attitude, and he knows how to carry it so well, so well. Okay. Another show on YouTube I like, another channel I like, is called Downey Live, and that's a great channel where this guy just goes around the country, around different states, different countries, and he rides the transit. Like, I love channels where these people are riding trains, or they'll go on plane rides and stuff like that, or people that do the camping videos. I have a thing. I don't know what it is. I love watching the camping videos as well. Yeah, I like people that camp in the winter, and they're in those tents with um the little portable stoves, and they go through the top of the tent with the pipes. Oh, why are they always camping in the rain? It's very simple, because a lot of these channels get tents from the companies. The companies will contact them and they'll be like, "Hey, would you like to try out this tent and then do a product review on it?" So a lot of the times, these people are doing product reviews on the tents. So the best way to do these camping videos is in the rain. And when you do the camping video in the rain, you'll be able to see, okay, well, does it leak? How's the ceiling around the tent? And does the tent go? I mean, does the seal go around the tent? And does it rain? Does the rain come through? I also like Steve Wallace. That's Steve Wallis. Steve Wallace. And Steve does stealth camping. What is stealth camping? Stealth camping is where you camp somewhere you're not supposed to. And that's what Steve does. So I think one night he camped behind a sign, um, a street sign or something like one of those big signs, or in the bushes, or like in one of those rotundas, like the roundabouts, and they have like the all the bushes and stuff. And he slept in the middle of one of those. Is it vagrancy? He's from Canada, and he does it very well. And for a while he for a while there he did like a few weeks last summer, and in like he bought a school bus and redid the inside of it and stuff. And then his wife passed away right before Thanksgiving this year. So for a while there he stopped, and then he started doing it up again. So he wants to be deported. Yeah, Irene, I'll send you the link to that guy's channel. You'd like it. I watch a guy from New Zealand, AB Camping. Yeah, a Partridge Family did that too. Yes, they did. Matter of fact, Paul McCartney did that when he first started out Wings, and they would go to different universities, and they did like a university tour. And they fixed up a bus, and they brought the kids, and they would sleep on the top of the bus and stuff. They had a double decker bus, and they would do that. So yeah, that's something they would do. Yeah, a lot of younger people are commits crimes. No, he doesn't steal, but a lot of people, especially younger people, are doing that where they live in their car, or they live in a van. Um, Adam the Woo did that for like 5 years. He did a daily vlog for 5 years, where every day he would do that. And he lived in a van for a while, and then he he got a house, and then he went back to living in a van. Then he got a little RV, and now he has a homestead in Florida, and he just takes a plane or drives wherever he wants to go. But people do that. The younger generations now are doing that. As a matter of fact, if you watch yeah, van life or nomad land is a great example of that. Excuse me, that film does capitalize on that whole movement of people that do that. And there's a young woman on YouTube, and she lives out of her car, and I can't remember her name. Sorry, RM is texting me. Uh, she's at the movies. Yeah, it does. Stealth Camp does sound like a Discovery Plus show, but you'd be surprised how many people do stealth camping now. I mean, I remember for a while there was a big thing where people would go into abandoned places. There is an amusement park. I forgot where it is, but it's dedicated to the Wizard of Oz, and it's only opened like for like 3 or 4 days a year. Um, and I think what is it? Adam the Woo went to Heritage USA, which if you've seen The Eyes of Tammy Faye, you'll know what Heritage USA is. That's where they had their PTL club. Jim and Tammy Faye, Jim and Tammy Baker had that. And when I was younger, my parents, we were in North Carolina, I think it is. North to South Carolina. I forgot. Yeah, maybe South Carolina, I think it is where Heritage USA was. And now another church owns that area of Heritage USA. But they have like a whole like a little, not a room, but like a hallway that's dedicated to the PTL club. Yeah, people go into abandoned places. Younger people will do that. Matter of fact, Steve Wallace, he's done, those sewer, the, I guess you'd call it like a sewer or like one of those wells that are on the side of the road, the big ones that are like round. You can almost fit like a car into it, but not fit a car into it. He camped in one of those. It's really interesting watching this guy find places because his joke is always, "Will this be the week I get caught by the police?" So yeah. As a matter of fact, Irene, Mikey Lito has met RM in person. They went and saw Tango Shalom together. They went to one of the premieres or something like that. Didn't David Morrell write something about? Hey, Twin Flicks. Everybody, check out Twin Flicks YouTube channel, youtube.com/twinflix. Great reviews of movies and comparisons of Blu-rays and 4Ks. And they also have a second channel, which is just full of interviews. And I believe the latest interview on their channel is Dean Cundy, who shot Back to the Future. Thank you for stopping by, SA. Big Pen. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's great to have you here. As well as you, Twinflix. It is great to have you here as well. But yeah, let's see here. Yeah. Has anybody here shopped from Temu? TEMU? Because that's like it's a site from China, but everything is like discounted. Like you can get a Nintendo Switch, originally $349. You can get it for $7. So if anybody who's watching this has ordered from them, okay, fake items. All right. I figured that. I figured that. Yeah. Yeah, because I had people like, here, could you just, sign up for this and use my referral code so I can get points off it? I'm like, that doesn't look like a reputable site. Yeah, but they're advertising. Of course they are, because they're as cheap can be. Have I seen Picard season 3? Yes. Yes, I have. I was there for the watch parties. As a matter of fact, on the Paramount Plus channel, they do a tour of the Enterprise D, and Will Wheaton does this tour of it, and it's the most amazing tour. And watching him enjoy that tour and tell his stories, and he got permission to sit in the captain's chair. And at first, he wrote to Brent Spiner, and Brent Spiner went no. And then he got permission from he wrote to he texted Jonathan Frakes, and Jonathan Frakes wrote him back and said, "You have the con, Mr. Crusher." And so he was able to sit in the captain's chair, and that's how much respect Will Wheaton has for that show. He asked for permission. They were talking about the L cars and where that came from and what it means. And L cars was a word that was used on the show, but said by Will Wheaton. As a matter of fact, if you're on Etsy, great segue, Mikey Lito. If you're on Etsy and you like movie memorabilia or movie reproduction stuff, check out Swag Props. Let's see here. Props. And I'm going to put this. If you like. Okay. That's right. Swag Props. If you go to this website on Etsy, Swag Props, he does reproductions of books. He does he did the map from the Goonies for an individual that used to hang out with myself and some other PGS members who, you know, I just went live. I don't really have a set time of going live. I just decided to. I did my review of Guardians, and then I decided to do a live stream. Mikey Lito, I'm telling you this now. I hope you can handle Irene. She's a pistol. But yeah, sometimes I decide when I'm going to go. Tom, here's a free spirit. He does what he wants. Here is it. Yeah, yeah. Mikey Lito knows who I am. So does Twinflix. I'm gonna try. I'm trying to yeah, I went up against Campia. Exactly. And with that down, let's take a second to thank our sponsor, Manscaped, because when you want, no, I'm not sponsored by Manscaped. It's a pretty ballsy thing when you have a woman in there on your crew and you go, let's talk about your balls. Do they need to be Manscaped? Yeah. But as I said before, I was trying to play around with StreamYard, but it was coming through a bit choppy. But if I go right through YouTube, it works fine. So I gotta. I know you do, Irene. I know you do. Which, by the way, you can find Irene on OnlyFans, folks, under Irene Jobson's Cat Butts on Parade, where you find nonstop cat butts. Chocolate starfish of cats. Why not? Why not? Well, I mean, if I was able to have people come on the show, once I figure out how to do StreamYards or something where I can bring someone on with me, Irene will be doing the feminine hygiene products sponsorship. She will be doing advertisements for me from those. That's right. I went live yesterday. I did like almost 2 hours, like an hour 45. Irene, my goodness, Irene. Yeah, Irene almost broke me, folks. Yeah. Which, by the way, folks, as always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Burnett Network, subscribe to Positive Fandom, subscribe to Mikey Lito Live, and get the most, some of the greatest reviews and things that Mikey Lito has going on. Mikey Lito has an aunt, or had an aunt, who there's a great documentary about her on Prime Video called I Am Paulie Murray, and you should all watch that. It is a great video, a great documentary, and no, not Pollyanna Murray. I am Paulie Murray. No, not Polly. My name is Paulie Murray. That's right. My name is. This is only This is only the second time I've messed up on the name of a place. When I was in high school, we went to England on a class trip, and we stayed at a youth hostel. And I really wish I still had that video where for about 10 minutes straight, I kept calling it a hospital. Yeah. So, yeah, so when I went and saw Guardians today and I came out and the guy goes, "What'd you think of the movie?" I'm like, "I liked it. It was good. It was fun. It was emotional. It was great." Um, no, I did not go into no. There's a youth hostel, HOSTEL, hostel. Where do I rank Guardians during the trilogy? It was better than two. I liked two, but this one had a lot of heart in it. It had, but the emotional, um, that they go into Rocket's backstory, and let me just put it this way: you're not prepared for it. I don't want to say why you're not prepared for it, but let's just say uh, it's it's something. His backstory. Do I think Indiana 5 will be great? I I hope it is. But then again, I read an article that Spielberg saw it and then wrote to the director saying, "I thought I was the only one who knew how to make one of these films." Well, from what I know is Zoe Saldana and Dave Batista are no longer in the MCU. They don't want to be in there anymore. So Drax and Gamora are gone. Um, for some reason, I kept, maybe because it was one of those rumors I kept hearing, is that Guardians was going to introduce Galactus. I don't know why I thought that. And I kept waiting for it to happen, and it didn't happen. And I was like, I got to stop listening to rumors. And I try not to listen to any rumors or see too much about a movie. Sometimes I like to go into it knowing very little about it and just taking it cold. Drax and Gamora, correct? No, no, Unicron, not unicorn. Now you got Irene running around the house. Unicorn, unicorn. Unicron. Yeah. Are you gonna watch Joe Bob tonight on Shutter? I don't have Shutter. James Gunn has to write himself out of some corners that Marcus and McFeely wrote himself into. Well, I know James Gunn was happy that Taika got rid of the Guardians as quickly as he did. And they weren't part of the plot to Love and Thunder at all. And they had him there and then they had him leave, which he was trying to figure out how that was going to work for him when he did Guardians 3. What am I going to do after the stream? I'm probably going to have something to eat because I am hungry and I'll probably have dinner. I don't know what I'll have yet. What am I hungry for? Food. Food. Um, Steak and corn. Ooh, that's pretty good. Steak and cornbread. And Mexican with Cinco de Mayo. I debated on whether to take a picture of my sink with a jar of mayonnaise in it and then post it online. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And then I thought, do I really want to do that? I do know that. I do know that, Mikey. Well, then maybe I will do it. I probably should. And I'll make it even extra funnier by saying it's sponsored by Rob, because he will love that. Yes, I am a. I go. Well, thank you very much for showing up, Return of the Disc. You have fun tonight too, and thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm a type 2 diabetic. Yes, Irene, thank you for coming to the stream. Am I still loosening weight? Yes, I'm trying to. It goes up and down. But no, it's not too personal of a question. Not too personal of a question. I can. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm wearing my Groot shirt today, and I'm also wearing uh Spider Man. That's really good. Oh no, that's a special stream just for you, Irene. Come on, you know that. Now these are pants. See, I can be awkward too. All right, folks, we're coming up at. I actually thought he was going there. Exactly, because my next step would have just been, let's just get my channel shut down for no reason. Let's let's see what happens there. All right, folks, we're coming up on an hour and 50 minutes. I think I'm going to end the stream here, but I want to thank you all for coming. Irene Jobson, Mikey Lito, Twinflix, Return of the Disc, SA Thigpen, and whoever here is watching as well. I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share videos, check out the playlists on my channel. And as always, folks, subscribe to Twinflix, subscribe to Mikey Lito Live, subscribe to Positive Fandom, and subscribe to the Burnett Work. And as always, folks, remember, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, someone might not like what you like, you might not like what they like, but what really matters is that you enjoy what you love. Thanks for watching, and thank you for coming, Irene. And yes, we are all goof people. And thank you for watching. Bye.